A real quick talk about SEO. How many of you have heard of SEO before? Okay, now let me ask a question. How many still get confused on what SEO is supposed to do? Only a few. Okay, good. That's good. That's actually, I like that. If this was maybe 2 years ago, I probably have a room full of people raising their hand. The good news is that I think people are starting to understand SEO to some degree. When I first started, this is now my 6th year with analytics. It was a rough time in New York. I'm going to say that basically. But in the process, I learned how to talk to people to explain what SEO should do. It should be a foundation for your digital strategy. But that foundation has been changing. A lot of times we hear about alerts, but we don't have a real good idea of what those alerts are walking us to. That's what this chart is meant to explain. This is basically Google, so if you've heard of Panda, Penguin, Hummingbird, and Pigeon, you've heard of Google. And Google has made this sort of progressive move from, it started looking at the search algorithm, trying to get rid of the low quality sites, things that they thought were very spammy. When they did Penguin, they started focusing on link tactics and preventing black hat link tactics, things where people were focusing too much on a link. Hummingbird was meant to increase the accuracy for conversational speech. How many of you ever pulled out your smartphone, opened it up, and when you did a search, you spoke into it? How many of you have ever done that before? Yeah, I find myself doing that much more often than anything. I think once I traded phones, I was like, I can speak, this is great. That's happening more and more. And Google's using that to help develop the accuracy in search, basically. And then Pigeon, which came out last year, was focused more on local clues, and we're going to get into a little bit of local SEO. A lot of this was trying to get people to think about the fact that if you're opening up your phone and you're speaking into it to do a search, you're pretty much on the go. You might be walking around downtown Chicago, you might be on the Magnificent Mile, you might be in Pilsen, you might be in any neighborhood trying to find, the laundromat, the restaurant. So the idea is that Google worked, and I'm not sure what's coming down the pipe for 2015, but a lot of this is focused into local clues, more into the query by speech.